In 2008, I had an opportunity to travel to India with a friend, and on the tail end of our trip, we were flying out of Mumbai. This mutual friend that had been doing humanitarian work in India for 40 years picked us up at the airport and said, hey, I want to show you some of the work that we're involved with here. They drove us into one of the largest red light districts in the world, as many as 50 to 75,000 people in sexual slavery in 11 square blocks. It sort of turned my world upside down. I mean, to sort of encounter it in that direct and sort of visceral way had a really profound effect on me. The next morning, they picked us up at the hotel and said, okay, we're going to see the other side of the story. They said, okay, this is a home for children under the age of 12, most of whom are HIV positive. And when we walked in, these kids just came running and they were singing and dancing and they grabbing our hands and they wanted to walk us around and show us their home. And I just sat there completely overwhelmed, like, okay, God, you are bigger than I ever imagined, and I need to be a part of this. I had stayed connected to this couple that was working throughout India. And at the time, they were receiving all their funds through churches. I realized, well, you need to have a US-based nonprofit. I started talking to them about how do we build a nonprofit that can support this network of homes and then also can help to rescue other women and children in places where maybe there are no homes yet. Got a call from the board that I was serving on, and they said, you know, we need somebody to run this organization, and we think you're the right person to do it. My wife and I couldn't resist being more a part of it. We kind of dropped everything we were doing, and that was 5 years ago, and haven't looked back since. What's really exciting is that the people of God are standing up and leading the charge to say, you know what, we need to do something about this. We actually believe that no matter how dark the exploitation, how horrific the abuse and torment, that Jesus offers real hope. We have this statement while we're sort of looking down the barrel of this global crisis, that it is not the injustice that drives us, it's the magnitude of hope. Like, it's one thing for me to stand up as this white male who grew up in America, but when a young woman stands up and says, here's my story, here's where I came from, here's what happened to me, and here's how my life has been transformed, here's the hope and the healing and the restoration that I experienced, that's a completely different ballgame. A lot of times people think, you know, if somebody wants to have a positive impact in the world, people would sort of attach that to more of a humanitarian bent. What I loved at Trinity was, regardless of your stream, regardless of your major, that people had this desire to impact the world.